Okay, so we're on our second mudding, or final mudding. This is the third day, and now we just want our... This part of the tire should line up with the bottom of the mud. Right now it's bowing out, so we'll just clean it up and smooth it into this tire. It's still gonna have some wave in it, but that's okay. But it is a great time to use your trowels and kind of get it all nice and smooth, because you're not going to add another layer. You'll notice we did wet it first before we added more mud. Again, just like when you do the plastering, it helps it to stick a little bit better. This is the third and final mud. This is what it should look like. I did put mud on the top because I had extra, and it makes it nice and smooth and fills it in a little bit easier. So you can see, you do see the tire, the top and the front, but it's pretty close to being just in front of it. It's not 100% perfect, and that's okay. And here's our back. Again, you can see that bottom tire just a little bit. And once you have the plastic spread out to completely cover the bench, just tack it into place so as you pull it tight, it doesn't pull off the bench. On the back side, the plastic is already down just to touch the ground, and then just continue tacking it into place and then cut off any excess. It does not need to wrap down on the lower tires because they're rubber. And then you just fold the corners over, kind of like a bed, making sure the water, if it does get through, will shed down and off the bench. Okay, so we're doing the first one. I do the sides first, just like we did on the toadstools. So the lath is all angled this right direction. I did start to the end of the lath is down here. You can center it, that part really doesn't matter. Right now I'm cutting off the top, and the nice thing about this top piece right here is that it's typically about the right height to wrap around the ends of the tire. So I'll do both sides first, and then in the corners I cut it just a little bit and work it in, and we'll start overlapping once we get all the major parts on, so both sides and the big part at the top. So now that I have this lath on top, what I want to do is I'm making sure that it touches on both sides, because I cut it a little tight on the edges, so it's not going to overlap a whole bunch, which is fine. I just want to make sure it touches. We can patch it, but patching just is a pain. And now that it's good, we'll just start tacking it in place, and then we'll cut it as we go. This is the completed bench. I just want to take some detail shots. So this is, you can see, it's not nailed down, but it'll be okay once the plaster goes on. It's really just there so you can have that traction for the stucco. This side's much thinner. A little less piecing together. But that is it for the large bench. And then over here we have the two toadstools. So this time I actually left there. I don't know if you can actually even see that. The little gap. I didn't jam the mesh in there, but I will need to jam the stucco in there when we get to that point.